What's going on, my brother? Happy coming up Valentine's Day to you.
Happy Valentine's Day to you and your beautiful wife.
Yes. And to your daughters and to everybody's family and everybody watching us. Happy Valentine's Day. Of course, we have our By the Numbers show on Valentine's Day. So we're doing a very special romance movie, Hi-5. And your victim tonight is me.
It's really me because you made me watch these movies.
I made you watch this
I'm
shit,
the
but
victim.
but I'm the one that's gonna be raked over the coals by you in a little bit.
Well,
But
this show is about you, my friend.
It is about me. And all right, let's see. Let's get this thing going.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, show. What's up, my friends? Thank you for joining us as the Faces for Radio podcast presents our February themed Hi-5. This is for romance movies. He is Rich, and he is going to be the host for today because
he's in
am the victim. I am the Hi-5 the interviewee this time. So Rich, take it away, my brother.
Yeah, so this is episode 2, season 3 of the Hi-5, and like you said, we're going to be doing romance movies. And Dave, what's up, Holland?
What's up, Holland? Holland is first one up. I didn't put any cookies in here, brother, but that's okay. You got the cookie today.
So, yeah, we're going to jump right into this, Dave. You don't like romance movies, right? Am I correct?
Not as a general rule. If you're going to give me a romance movie, you got to give me something else.
Like hardcore sex, sci-fi.
Exactly. Something explosions, action, science fiction. Give me some time travel along with it. Things like that. You got to keep me into it. You got to distract me with something shiny in order to get me to watch romance movies. So
I like romance movies. I do, but it's got to be a certain type. And Dave didn't pick that type.
I did not pick that type.
No, we did not.
But but that's okay. We talked about it. All films are subjective.
Yep.
And before we get started, since this is going to end up on Spotify, we are sponsored by Spotify for podcasting. They take the audio portion of this live stream, sponsor us, and they link to other podcast sites like Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pocket Cast, Castbox, Radio Public, and Google Podcast. But I believe Radio Public is going away, so I have to double check that. But I think they're ending at the end of March or something like that. So
I never even heard of them.
Yeah, well, they're just one of those things. And I was like, oh, they do Radio Public, so I set it up, and then I got an email from them like last week saying, hey, we're leaving, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. But Spotify, they sponsor us. They get us, more sponsors once we get more followers. So if you guys get a chance, head over to Spotify, give us a follow, and then you can listen to us on any podcast station.
And share us, okay? We're all about sharing, okay?
We are. Like I shared my movies with Rich, and he was topless for me the other night. So
I was.
It was like I was watching The Proposal, and and after I threw up, I took my shirt off.
Oh, that's funny.
But
what? Let's just jump right into this. What is our number 5 movie?
Okay, so our number 5 movie. Now this is the ranking from 5 to 1 is by your score, not mine.
Okay, that's right.
And then we're going to discuss my scores.
I saw your better half.
Yeah, she doesn't. No, the divider's blocking everything, so nobody can see my wife.
Your wife's awesome. Tell her I said she's awesome.
She is awesome.
Yeah.
Actually got her on camera.
I know. I was watching
on Instagram on Friday. That was amazing.
I know.
Yeah. Yelling at the dog. All right. So, so I picked 5 movies.
You did?
Are some of my favorite romance movies. And, not really dramas, because I don't deal with drama romance very well. I like, romantic comedies, or, sci-fi romance or something like that. So getting to my first one is a romantic comedy that apparently you did not like. So our lowest numbered score for your rankings is The Proposal.
Yeah.
But
what makes you like this movie? That's what I want to know. Why do you like The Proposal, Dave?
I like The Proposal because it's I don't know, it made me laugh, and it distracted me enough. But I am normally not a Sandra Bullock fan in that sense. I don't think that she's attractive, and
she's more robotic.
She's more, and she's absolutely robotic in this movie. Like she's a tyrant in this movie, and Ryan Reynolds is, he's just snarky and whatever. And I don't see the chemistry between these two working.
No, and it doesn't help. Ryan Reynolds can't act in this movie.
No, well, I don't think Ryan Reynolds can act really anyway. But
I'm not a fan.
He's a one-trick pony. Mm-hmm. I think what ultimately did it for me in this movie was Betty White as the grandma.
Yeah, I give you that. I will give you that.
He was hilarious. And then the other thing is Malin Ackerman, who was Ryan Reynolds' ex.
Mm-hmm.
And so they went to the small town in Alaska, and then Malin Ackerman, I think she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So as the one that got away, supposedly. But then, with this, they get married, they get a fake marriage so that, for immigration purposes.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to get deported back to Canada.
Right.
Which is funny as hell, because Ryan Reynolds is actually from Canada. But and then, they're trying to, discover that it's a sham and stuff like that. And then in the midst of all this, they're trying to subvert the fact that they loathe each other, or at least Ryan Reynolds just hates her.
Yeah.
And in the midst of all this, trying to get through it, they realize that they love each other.
It was kind of a stretch.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't look for the regular love stories, bro.
I do.
I look for the weird shit.
You do. Your movies show it.
Yeah. So this hit me weird, because I was like, I didn't think I was gonna like this.
Yeah.
But when Craig T. Nelson and what's that? Mary Steenburgen.
Mm-hmm.
The one dude that was from The Office, that was like, he was jack of all trades. He did the phones, and he was the stripper, and
that made me laugh. I ain't gonna lie.
He cracked me up. He was like, trying to be Fez, but at the same time, he was like the jack of all trades for the town. Yeah. And it was a really small town in Alaska, so that kind of hits home with me and my small town here. So yeah, I don't know why, but it worked for me. And I love this movie. Yeah, I absolutely love this movie.
Yeah.
So getting to my scores for it, and it's kind of weird. We don't have to explain the categories, because we know how it works.
Yeah.
Right. So right away, I gave the cast a 10, because I recognize all these guys. Right. It's a huge cast. Everybody under the sun. Mm-hmm. The acting, I gave a 7, because I do think, I think the parents did a great job. I think I just call him Oscar, but the jack of all trades guy, I think he was funny. I liked what he did. I liked Betty White in this. Although it was weird that Betty White was behaving indigenous, but she's not. So that was kind of weird, but I liked what she did, and I love Betty White. I think she's amazing. And I didn't think, Sandra Bullock was a robot, but she was supposed to be, so it worked for her. So ultimately, I ended up with a 7 for the acting. I had an 8 for the trailer because I watched the trailer recently, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember all this stuff. And what got me in the trailer was the dog, where she was
Running with it.
running with the dog.
Yeah.
And then the eagle came and caught the dog, and
Yeah.
No, not the dog. And then she threw the phone at it, and it took the phone, and then she's chasing it with the dog, trying, here, take the dog, give me my phone back. And the mother and the grandmother were inside the house going, oh, look at them, they're so cute, having fun. And she was ready to just sacrifice that dog to the eagle. And I thought that was hilarious. So that's where the comedy came in. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch this for the comedy. And I think as a comedy, it works for me. And then in the midst of this comedy, as I'm laughing at all the stuff that's happening, because it's a silly slapstick physical comedy, there's all of a sudden they're like, oh, they absolutely just fell in love with each other. Yeah. And then they couldn't go through. Well, she couldn't go through with it because she's like, I want to save him. And Ryan Reynolds is like, no, I want to marry you so we can date. Yeah. I want you to marry me so I can date you. That's the weirdest line I've ever heard in the movie.
And I like Betty White's fake heart attack. I did like that. I will give that.
And then I was just like, I know where your parents are. You better fly me over.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to do that.
Hey,
and
what's up, guys?
Mika's in the house. What's up, Mika? She says the proposal is such a fun time. I had a lot of fun with it, which is why it ends up in my high five for romance movies.
Yeah, I probably won't watch this again. I have no desire. But I get the appeal to people. I do. I get it.
Yeah. Betty White that was it for me. Betty White reminds me of my grandma.
Yeah. So Holland there.
So yeah. Okay.
My
so we were in the trailer. So
did you finish your scores?
I didn't finish my scores. I
thought you did. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So ending, I gave it a 10. I loved how it ended because he basically chased her to the office, and in front of the whole company, everybody's afraid of her. He flat out just tells her to shut up, shut your mouth, and I'm speaking now. And she's never had that happen to her before, so she's just like, whoa.
And the whole office whips around.
And the whole office like, woo.
Yeah.
And what was it? They kissed at the end.
Yeah.
And then one of the office guys was like, give it to her, Andrew, or something like that. And I was just started laughing. He goes like, yeah. Tell her, ask her what your name is or something. I don't know what it is, but it was like, yeah, give it to her or make her beg for it. I don't know what they said, but it was just the dude said it in the background, and everybody cracked up in the office. And I thought that was cool. I love the ending for this.
It was okay. I mean,
yeah, you gave it a 5, so
yeah. Mine's are all 5s across the board.
Pretty much. You got a couple of 6s in there, except for cast. You're at a 10.
I'm at a 10. Yeah.
I gave it an 8 for the story because I like the small town Alaska and even though the immigration to Canada and getting deported, that was kind of weird. But to get to marry for immigration is something that I'm familiar with. So it was interesting to get that storyline. Visuals weren't much. There were a couple of really good Alaska shots on the boat and looking out into the ocean and stuff. So I gave that a 6. Direction was pretty good, but not great. So I went 7 for direction. I went 7 for sound. There was a couple of good songs. Of course, relax. When he did the stripping, I like that. That got an extra point. And there were a couple little things. So yeah, so I ended up at a 7 for sound. For genre as a comedy, I gave it a 9. I was cracking up. I think it's a super fun time. When Sandra Bullock's doing the dance with the grandma and talking about sweating on her balls and stuff, and I thought that was hilarious. And then I gave it a 9 for romance because this is one of my favorite romance movies. So
Yeah.
it doesn't get the 10. Only certain movies get the 10.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but
So what's
yeah.
your final score on this?
Final score. So yeah, let's bring up the card for it because I also have how much money it made in the theater. So check this out. So it had a budget of $40 million. It's from 2009. It made globally 317.3 million. And that's the names. It's absolutely the names on the front there that brought in the things. IMDb gave this a 6.7. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 45%. Audience score 68%. Rich, you gave it a 56, and I gave it an 81.
You were really high.
I like this movie a lot. So average score for us is 68.5.
Yeah. Not my favorite romance movie.
Yeah, it did amazing in the box office. I think it's the highest grossing movie of my 5.
Yeah,
Was this one?
See that? I could definitely see that. So what? Okay, so I'm interviewing you. It's time for a hot seat question.
Hot seat questions.
Hot seat question. Hot seat question number 1. Okay, Dave. Since it's a romance movie,
yep,
you prefer to watch your movies in a theater, your romance movies in a theater, on digital, or through physical media? Just it has to be a romance movie. This question is directed.
Has to be a romance movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's a romance
Close
movie,
optional.
yeah, it's got to be physical. I will not go to the theater for a romance movie. That won't happen. I did not go to the theater for this. In fact, none of the movies on my list I watched in the theater. Absolutely none of them. So it has to be physical for me. I will go with streaming, especially if I haven't bought the movie. If I don't own it, I'll watch it on streaming first, but I think I'd prefer physical. That way I can pause it, go vomit, come back, finish the movie.
I think the last romance comedy I went to the theater was the one we're going to review in a couple weeks, is Anyone But You with Glenn Powell. I like him, so I had a great time with that movie. So
I was actually interested in seeing it because I heard so many good things about it.
Yeah,
and I like Glenn Powell. I've really liked him recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's awesome. Speaking of awesome, Cal? There's Cal. What's up, Cal? Good to see you, my friend. Saying hey. But
so
yeah,
movie number 4.
Movie number 4. So now we're starting to get into some interesting stuff. So movie number 4 is one that I did not expect to like. Even worse, because I absolutely hate this actor. Them pretty girls get you to them romance films that try to pull a fast one, and they say, "Hey, Batman is romantic." That's funny. What's up, Harrison?
What's
good
up,
to see
Harrison?
you.
Hope you're doing good.
Thank you, Dave. I love that segment the way you did. Thank you. So the
if it's
so
the
yeah,
one
the
I'm
thing
thinking
about
about,
the thing about this one, yeah, I am I have these actors that I call one times, where one time I like their movies. They're one movie that I love. And this one is the one that really caught me off guard that I liked. So number 4, and this is your number 4.
Yeah.
So the number 4 movie is 50 First Dates.
Yeah, I didn't like this movie.
Oh, dude, this movie, I love this movie. This is like one of those.
I really tried to like it. I really did. I mean, I dozed when I watched it, and I had to go rewind it and start it again. And it's hard for me to get into this because I don't like this actor either.
No, I do not like Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I like Drew Barrymore, but not enough to usually offset Adam Sandler.
Yeah, she's not that
Um,
great of an actress to offset him.
no, I like her as a person. And
Yeah.
Mika hasn't seen 50 First Dates. That's interesting. So, but yeah, I was thinking this was going to be, 40-year-old virgin knocked up, like that style of comedy.
Mhm.
And I hate those.
Yeah.
I can't stand those. Um, but I liked, and this is where the distraction came in, was in Drew Barrymore's condition,
Hmm.
right? So I should probably read the synopsis on these in case you
Yeah.
guys haven't seen these. Like, Mika caught me off guard, hasn't seen 50 Dates. It's from 2004, and the synopsis says Henry Roth is a man afraid of commitment until he meets the beautiful Lucy. They hit it off, and Henry thinks that he's finally found the girl of his dreams until discovering she has a short-term memory loss condition and forgets him every day. So basically he goes on a date with her and is like, oh man, I really hit it off. I like this girl, is great. They spend the night together, or he goes and sees her the next day and she's like, who the fuck are you? And she like hits him with stuff. And so he's like, what's going on? And has to talk to the dad. And the dad's like, hey, well, she's got this condition and this and that. She thinks it's 1987. And which of course brings back my high school years. So she thinks she's in high school and she just keeps going back to that day. Of course you get the standard, um, the standard Adam Sandler actor group. You get Rob Schneider and you get Doing. The one that cracked me up though was Sean Astin
Oh,
with,
yeah.
with the steroids and the speech impediment and the mesh shirt. I gave an extra point for the mesh shirt for the visuals, just to let you know. That one caught me off guard, but there was, in the midst of this trying to be a stupid movie, there was a touching story here where Adam Sandler was really trying to help her and was like, creates the book with the pictures and says, here's me and here's what's going on and here's your dad. And he like went through this thing every day with her. Once he got over the fact that, she wasn't remembering him, he was really trying to help and work with her and still try to be a part of her life, when he could have, with his commitment issues, he could have just bailed and she would have never remembered him. So what's up, caveman?
Hey,
Look,
man.
50 First Dates, interesting story, very interesting ending, resolution, love will find a way. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I ended up liking this, because it really caught me off guard.
And I
Like
scored it a little bit higher for
uh,
story because of that.
yeah, this film is one of my wife's favorites. Awesome.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, I just, with the waffle, the house waffles,
That's a waffle.
and the, going into the bar, and then the people in the bar were protecting, were
Yeah.
protecting her, the people in the restaurant, and they were like, no, and they're in Hawaii or whatever, so there's all these Samoans like beating them up and stuff like that. Miss
What's up,
K
Miss
Man,
K?
those 50 First Dates, awesome. Evan's here. He
What's up,
hates 50
Evan?
First Dates, so I'm sorry to see Evan go, but we'll see him hopefully Wednesday. Um, yeah, maybe you should go, Evan.
That's a hint, Evan.
Movies are subjective, but this is a high five. I didn't give you crap. It normally isn't my type of comedy either.
It's not my.
But
I don't
like
it
I
either.
said, every once in a while something hit me just right. And this is something I want to talk to you about on Wednesday when we discuss one particular movie. But we're not going to get into that now because we're talking 51st Date.
Yeah.
So with 51st Dates, where's my 51st Dates? There it is. So yeah, I knew that the acting was not good.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's a 10 for cast for sure. Acting, I gave a 5. The plot, I give a 4. When I watched the trailer, I was like, no, I'm not interested.
You would give it the same score.
Yeah, we did give it the same score. Yeah. I was like, no, this is not. As soon as I see Adam Sandler's name, I'm like, I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
But you know, the ending, I gave a 9 because I loved the ending. I loved how touching that was, how he was trying to kind of, you know, trying to help her. And there was this nice little touching video and the cards with the pictures and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I loved it. And the mural when she was painting the flowers, I love that. The story, I gave a 7. The visuals, I gave a 6. The extra point was for Sean Astin's mesh shirt. I gave an 8 for direction. Who directed this?
Yeah, I was going to ask. I don't know who directed it.
This Peter Siegel directed this. And he directed Get Smart, Naked Gun 33 and a third, second act with, and that's why I gave it an 8 because I didn't like any of those movies.
Yeah, those ain't my movies.
Huh?
Those ain't movies for me.
Yeah, no, I didn't like any of those movies, so you don't have to leave, Evan. I was just giving you crap. Just remember, no one will keep Rich in his place if I go.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh no,
Even
there are people who
do a
step
good
up to
job.
the plate. Yeah, you don't have to worry. I think on a permanent basis, we're going to need you.
Yeah.
But I think as a one-time thing, we'll get Nate or Caveman or Holland. Somebody jumps in and just picks up for you and says, you know what, I got you covered this shift. So,
yeah.
What, you didn't believe the Russian lady's infatuation? No. Do you know the intro is playing behind you? Lots of motion is happening. Yeah, I do that. I did that on purpose.
I like it. Yeah.
It's just no sound.
Yeah.
Because I can do up to a minute video.
Yeah.
Are you saying you don't like the motion?
Was it giving you motion sickness, Evan?
Are you getting queasy, buddy? Because if you are, I'll shut it off. I'll just switch it to that. Does that make you feel better? Because, you know, I'm all about pleasing you because you're the most important person in the room.
Yeah. Dave will spit in his hand if you need him to.
I will. I'll put in work. I'll make it happen. Anyway, I totally lost my train of thought. Where was I?
I know. Evan. You going through your
going through my scores.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so yeah, 8 for direction because this is probably the best thing that I've liked from that director. Sound, I gave an 8 because I liked the music that was in it. And then for genre, again, as a comedy, I gave it a 10 as a comedy because I was cracking up. And it gets a 9 for romance because of just the right amount of romance in the way that I like.
Yeah. For me,
yeah,
I like this a little bit better than Proposal.
Yeah, I get it.
There's more seriousness, like you said. There's a more serious undertone to it. I did like the ending for the most part. When she gets out of bed and there's that tape, yeah. Oh, and also, it broke my heart a little bit too, is because when they're burning all the stuff in the little fire there, and that pulled up my heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah,
I did like that. But other than that, there's not much in here for me to like. I didn't think it was funny at all. There was maybe a couple chuckles, but nothing that I would never watch this movie again.
Yeah, no, I loved when she beat the shit out of Rob Schneider.
Oh yeah,
beat the shit out.
I don't understand how that dude gets work because he is not funny.
No, I don't like Rob Schneider at all. He gets work because half of his body is up Adam Sandler's butt. So
that is true. That is true.
So when he gets work because Adam Sandler has a movie and then Rob gets put in the cast.
Didn't he have a movie he starred in?
He had a couple. He did like Deuce Bigelow and Hot Chicks. Was it Hot Chicks or Hot Chick? Where he switched bodies with some hot girl and he was the janitor or something. And it was like one of those body switch movies.
Yeah.
But he did a few where he starred because there was like one smidgen where everybody was like, "Oh, Rob Schneider is so funny," like that.
And then it went away.
And then it went away really quick. And they were like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
So your Dr. Evil chair are soundboards. he need to go back to looking like a chairback. Yeah, those are
Oh,
they're cubicle dividers. They're for soundboards for blocking some of the sound.
oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
yeah, he did one. It
Yeah.
was called Animal, I think it was.
I read that wrong. It's like he did one where he comes in an animal. I was like, what? I read that wrong.
Yeah, and coming up next week, Rob Schneider does porn. Yeah, nothing like a little harmless necrophilia.
Yeah, bestiality.
Bestiality, necrophilia, dead animal.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that one.
I thought he was funny in Benchwarmers and Bedtime Stories. And I think Bedtime Stories was Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah, it is about Adam Sandler. Yeah.
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 But Benchwarmers, I was not a fan of.
Me neither.
Rob always gets the best film wives, girlfriends, at least.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the final scores on 51st Dates. This is Rich's number 4 of my Hi-5. So it was from 2004, had a $75 million budget, which really surprised me.
Yeah.
Made $198.5 million in the box office. IMDb gave it a 6.4. Rotten Tomatoes critics score 81%. Audience score 73%. Rich gave it a 61. I gave it a 76 for an average score of 68.5. So it ties
Yeah.
in the average score with The Proposal, but I like The Proposal more than 51st Dates, and you liked 51st Dates more than The Proposal.
Yeah.
So ends up coming out in the wash.
Yeah. Again, these.
Geez, Rich, you need to be surrounded by those soundboards. 51st Dates is the first Sandler wants to take his family on vacation, but doesn't want to pay for it movie. Oh, okay.
I see what you're saying there.
It was like when we watched Leo, I was like, and he had 2 of his daughters in the movie, the one with the lizard with Bill Burr.
I liked that movie.
I enjoyed it, but basically he was like trying to teach life lessons to his daughters and getting paid for it by doing it as a cartoon.
Yeah.
I like me too. I like 51st Dates over Wedding Singer. I do not like Wedding Singer.
See, I like Wedding Singer. I think that's the only Adam Sandler movie I enjoy.
Too much singing. I can't. No, I was not.
I get it. I get it though.
When Steve Buscemi is trying to do Kajagoogoo or he's doing Spandau Ballet. And I'm like, no.
Okay.
Neither are top 5 Sandler movies.
Does Adam Sandler have 5 good movies? I don't think so.
He have 5. Yeah. I mean,
all movies are subjective.
All movies are subjective. I do not like Adam Sandler movies. I like The Longest Yard, but only because it's a football movie.
Like that. You're right.
I like The Longest Yard because I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, I will give him that. Yeah.
So that one I liked.
So hot seat question number 2, Dave. So, what is your go-to? Again, this has to be with romance movies. What is your go-to snack or beverage for theater and at home? Since you don't go to movie theaters to see romance movies.
Yeah.
So what do you usually eat at home?
If I'm doing a movie like this, I'm usually eating dinner. So I'll, make dinner, for my wife and I, and we'll sit and watch this movie, or I'll end up sitting and watching it with my daughter because I know my daughter loves The Proposal, and some of the romance movies that I like, my daughter Amanda likes. But thank goodness my wife is not a romance movie fan either. Because when, Valentine's Day comes around and I said, okay, we can watch any movie you want, and I'm thinking we're going to go watch a romance movie in the theater. I said, what movie do you want to watch for Valentine's Day? And she says, John Wick. So I was like, I love you. So we went and watched John Wick. It was John Wick 2 for Valentine's Day that year. And it was a blast. We had a great time. But so usually dinner, but if I'm going to do snack, like I've said this before, my preferred snack for movie watching at home, if I have it, is chocolate covered banana chips.
Yeah. What about Leona? What does Leona like to eat? What's her go-to snack? See if you know her, man. Let's see.
I would say like chocolate covered almonds, or she likes those. Again, if she's not having dinner. We generally don't do popcorn with movies at home, but in the theater, absolutely. But as far as home, usually some kind of chocolate is what my wife likes.
She's got better taste than you. That's all I'm saying. I don't want my bananas covered.
I know she's better looking. She has better taste. She smells better. I'm okay with that. I am definitely fighting above my weight class there, but that's okay.
Yeah. We all upgraded. We all are out of our.
Let's see. For me, Little Nicky, Happy Gilmore, Waterboy, Bulletproof, and Grown Ups, and he feels like he's forgetting one. The only one I liked out of that group is Bulletproof.
Remind me, what's Bulletproof?
That's the one with Damon Wayans.
Okay, yeah.
Damon Wayans is like a cop or whatever, and he's a goofy like con man, and they're like,
shocker.
So that one, action comedy. I thought that kind of worked for me. That was pretty good. I kind of liked Grown Ups, but more that I liked Kevin Smith and the other guys from Hotel Transylvania that did Grown Ups.
Yeah.
But Waterboy, I was not a fan of.
Me neither.
I don't like Happy Gilmore or Little Nicky. It's just I don't like that type of comedy. Mika says John Wick, yes. Popular contestant from the Survivor Series, played Rob's love interest in The Animal. Thank you, K-Man. Am I the only one who loves romance movies?
No, dude, I like romance.
No, he loves romance movies. I don't.
I like romance, and you'll see what type I get. I like when we get to dude. I love Notting Hill, and that was the first time watching.
He loved Notting Hill. I did not like it. That was not my thing. Sleepless in Seattle, no. When Harry Met Sally, no. Preferred snack, dinner. That's right. I remember that K-Man Survivor used to make stars. That's right. Bring the fried chicken like Brenda in Scary Movie. I gotta finally break down and watch Killers of the Flower Moon tonight. I've been procrastinating.
Oh, you should have did it in parts, man.
I might have to do half of it tonight and then the other half tomorrow night.
The first half I liked. Then it peters out for me. Like, as long as it was just like, come on, dude, let's get this shit going.
Yeah. What Happy Gilmore and Waterboy? Wow, last week. Snoop hate. Now, I like Snoop. I did not like what he did with Underdogs. That's a totally different ball.
That's a piece of shit movie.
Now Sandler, you could be disappointed all you want, Cal, but yeah, that's not. No, you give me.
Yeah.
There's certain type of comedy that I just do not like. I just don't like.
Yeah, the same. I'm picky. Yeah,
but he's way pickier than I am. As far as comedy goes. He doesn't like any comedy unless
it's got Jason Bateman in it.
Unless it's Jason Bateman. Turner said, "Get Snoop out of here."
So movie number 3.
Movie number 3. Now this one goes way back. So this movie is from 1989. It is my mother's favorite, rest her soul, my mother's favorite romance movie. And as such, it became my favorite romance movie because I watched it so many times as a kid. So it is the movie called Always, and it comes in at number 3. This I love this, and this kind of hits home a little bit more for me now because of the area that I live in.
Oh yeah,
with the wildfires and everything.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know this was a Steven Spielberg film. I had no clue.
Yeah, this is a Steven Spielberg film. So the synopsis reads: the spirit of a recently deceased expert pilot mentors a newer pilot while watching him fall in love with the girlfriend that he left behind. So it's Richard Dreyfuss, Holly Hunter, and John Goodman, and Brad Johnson plays the other guy. But Richard Dreyfuss is a pilot and he's a smoke jumper. So he flies the planes that drop the water on the fire, right? To help the firefighters. Well, he dies. And his ghost follows Holly Hunter and also follows Brad Johnson, who is the new pilot that comes in. So he's trying to train him until Brad Johnson starts falling in love with his girl, and then he starts getting upset and shit starts happening. Let's see, where was I? Okay, there it is. Evan says, watching Killers of the Flower Moon on the 14th. It's a romance movie, right? It has flowers in the title. Yeah, I don't think so, bro.
Yeah.
Horrible Bosses is
I
great.
love Horrible Bosses.
I was not a fan of Horrible Bosses. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I was like, Jennifer Aniston as a like sexual harassment boss, I'd be in.
Me too. I'd like to. Oh, never mind. That's
no, it's a sequel to Flowers in the Attic. Right? I've heard great things about Always. Dude, this is such a great movie. Always is one of the few Spielberg movies I haven't seen. Miss Caveman Loves Always had such a crush on Richard Dreyfuss.
He's the saving point of this movie for me.
That's Mrs. Caveman's opus. Sounds beautiful. Also, good way to create an angry ghost. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a remake of a film called A Guy Named Joe, which is Spencer Tracy film that is about a World War II pilot. Always great pick. Very sad movie. I've seen it 6 times. I've seen this probably 20 times.
Was that Caveman?
That was Caveman.
Okay. It has a ghost. It's scary.
Yeah, it has a ghost. I was gonna say it's not a horror movie though.
I know, I'm just giving him a hard time.
Yeah, it was like this is if I would put this up against there's that Ghost movie with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. I would put this up against that.
I like that one.
I liked them both. In fact, I almost picked Ghost as one of my 5. But careful hitting on a ghost girlfriend. That's right. But this is one, it's cute and it's funny, and then something tragic happens, and then you get to go through the grieving process with Holly Hunter, and even John Goodman, who was like the best friend, and then Brad Johnson shows up and he starts making it easier on the girl, and then starts moving in, and then Richard Driver's like, okay, wait. And it's like, wait, how are why are you could be jealous all you want, but there's nothing you can do about this. You're throwing quarters at him and stuff. That's not going to do much good. People today would say Ghost with Swayze is a horror movie. Yeah, I could see that, especially with the way they did the end with the demons and the shadows and stuff.
I like that.
I did. I dug it. But this one was like, because there was one part where, and this was kind of at the end, but where she gets in the plane. There's a fire. She gets in the plane like an idiot, and she starts flying the plane instead of Brad Johnson, because she's like, I don't want you to die like my boyfriend died. I'm going to jump in the plane and be stupid and go. And Richard Dreyfuss goes in the plane with her, and he's like, okay, I'm going to try to help you through this because you're going to die if you don't do exactly what I say. And I remember he was like saying stuff to her, and he's a ghost. He's saying stuff to her, and he's like, I need you to say it back to me. You need to say it. And he said it, and then she repeated it. And I was like, oh, she can hear him. Like she can hear it in her mind or whatever. So then he was like, they were talking in the plane, and he was the ghost and she was alive, but it made me think that she was somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Living and dead, because she was in that fire. And that put her on that plane to where she could actually hear or feel, she could feel her boyfriend the whole time.
Yeah.
And it was making her crazy because she was trying to get through the grieving process, but he wouldn't let her.
See, I took it as they were soulmates, and and she could just feel like she could that's the way I took it. And when you say she was in the in between, I get why you say that. Yeah, and I believe in soulmates. I really do.
I do. I believe in that too.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe I have my soulmate. So
yeah, me too.
But yeah, this is one that pulls on my heartstrings.
I see it. And this is because this was your mom's favorite. You have that memory of watching it with your mom. Yeah.
Yeah. I have that connection with my mother, and then the movie became mine.
Yeah.
My mother passed away when I was 21. So, but I still kept this movie. And I still, when I got a chance, I would watch it. And then I started loving this movie for me.
Yeah.
And
see, the power of film.
Yeah.
That's what makes film so great. You have that memory with your mom, and then, like you said, it's yours now. She passed it on to you.
Yeah. So, and I have to say, in a different type of way, every time I watch this movie, I end up thinking of my mom.
Yeah.
Which is another, one of the best women I've ever had in my life.
That's amazing.
So there's another level of love there for me.
Well, I'm glad
that's why this is my favorite of the 5. But
that's awesome.
I just think it's
now he's guilting me because I didn't score it very high.
Yeah, you fucker. But but
this was the first time watch for me.
Yeah.
Because I found there was a Korean Always, and there was another Always, and I was like, Dave, which one is it?
Yeah, I'd be like, yeah, 1989, Richard Dreyfuss. Yeah. And then you never know, it could have been the Korean one.
I think that was a romance movie too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
I was shocked.
Or it could have been that old fucking movie that Harrison was talking about that it came from.
Yeah, we need to get Harrison on.
We need to get Harrison on for
something.
Hopefully not Hi-5. We'll give him a theme to make
a theme, please.
No more Gone with the Wind and shit.
I would like to do an Alfred Hitchcock one with him because I'm slowly getting into Alfred Hitchcock. I would love to do an Alfred Hitchcock with him.
That'd be interesting because I'd like to go watch some more Alfred Hitchcock movies.
I just watched one the other day. I really liked it. It was a first time watch.
Yep. All right, so let's go to my scores on Always. So for cast, I'm at a 10. Acting, I went 9. I loved how this is acted. For the trailer, I gave it a 7 because the trailer just kind of goes, "Hey, yay," and then it doesn't really tell you what's going on.
Mm-hmm. But it doesn't.
For the ending,
that's good though, right?
What's that?
I think that's good though, because at that time, now trailers today show everything.
So everything usually spoils the movie.
Yeah.
But this one, it doesn't really give you enough in the trailer to tell you what it's about.
Right, I agree.
In fact, I had to go search. The first trailer I grabbed was now on DVD. I was like, that's not the one I want.
Right. I think I did the same thing. There was something else I listened to now.
Yeah. So the ending, 10. I love the way this ends. This was tearjerker at the end. I dug it. I love the story on this, so I gave the story a 9. I gave the visuals an 8. I loved how they did the fire with the plane and how they flew that through. I thought that was beautifully shot.
Well, it does.
It's Spielberg.
Yeah, all his shots look good.
Yeah, all of his shots look good. And for direction, I mean, I actually think this is kind of low rent for Spielberg, but I still gave it an 8 for direction because I think he did a brilliant job. For sound, I went 7. And then for genre as a drama, because this is more of a drama. It's labeled as a romantic comedy. That's why I did it. I label it more as a drama, but I scored it as a comedy, and I gave it a 7 because I don't think it's that funny. It's more of a drama. But romance subgenre, this is my 10.
I think I scored these backwards. I did.
Well, you gave it both.
No, I mean, I was thinking as I scored one of the upcoming movies, I scored it backwards. I put the genre as romance.
Oh, no, it's a subgenre as romance. Yeah. And Harrison's down for a Hitchcock stream.
We'll have to figure that out, man.
Yeah. We've got 6 more months of Hi-5s to think of. Maybe that'll be our July or August.
Mm-hmm.
Hi-5, where we'll do
We
a
need to knock this out.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the final scores on Always. This comes in third place for Rich, but it's first place for me. First of all, it's from 1989, had a $34 million budget and made $71.1 million in the box office. This is the lowest box office numbers, I think, of all the movies I picked. But I don't think anybody really knew about this one.
I didn't.
Yeah, so IMDb gives us a 6.4. Rotten Tomatoes critic score is 67%. Audience score 58%. Rich, you gave it a 70, and I gave it an 85 for an average score of 77.5.
For a first time watch, it was enjoyable for the most part.
Yeah. No, I love this movie. I think this will always be, no pun intended, my favorite romance movie.
I get it. I mean, because like you said, it's that connection. It's that bond with your mom.
Yeah.
And that's the power of
film. This is a personal connection for me.
Yeah. Okay. Hot seat question number 3. Besides the movies in your Hi-5, Dave, what's one other romance movie you could watch on repeat right now?
Okay. John Wick, could I pick that one?
He loved his dog, but that's not that kind of romance.
Yeah, this is a different, I don't know. A romance movie that is not in the 5 that I could watch.
While you're thinking, I'm going to answer this question.
You go ahead. Yeah, what would be your?
I'm going to go Chasing Amy.
Of course, you would go Chasing Amy.
Go on Chasing Amy.
The Way We Were is a favorite of ours.
Which one's that? Remind us.
And The Mirror Has Two Faces. That one I know for sure.
I don't know that one.
The Way We Were, I remember the song. And I think that's from the movie, but I don't know. I don't remember the movie.
I don't.
My wife does. She just announced. I know it's Barbra Streisand. Yeah, it's Barbra Streisand, Robert Redford.
Ooh.
From 1973.
What's it for? I was born.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember the song, but I don't remember the movie. So, okay. So my pick for romance movie that I could, that's the one. For romance movie that I could watch on repeat right now would be Somewhere in Time.
Never heard of it. With who?
Christopher Reeve.
Oh, see, I'm not a Christopher Reeve fan either. So
and again, this is like, okay, because it's time travel movie. So it's Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour. It's from 1980. And so he's based it. Chicago playwright that uses self-hypnosis to travel back in time and meet the actress whose portrait hangs in a hotel. So he hypnotizes himself, travels back in time to meet the actress who's in this portrait of this hotel. And then he kept going like back and forward in time. And there was this whole thing. And then there's one thing where he's young because he kept going into different timelines of the actress, and he meets the actress when she's really old. And she hands him a penny and says, "Come find me." And that was like toward the end of the movie. And it was a really interesting story.
See, you piqued my interest. That sounds interesting.
It's really cool. It's really interesting. And it is available on Prime right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So this was one that I almost picked. This and Ghost. There was a few that I almost picked, but I'm like, okay, I got kind of the the sci-fi element picked. But yeah, this was one. Yeah, this would, I think that would be my pick.
It's a good pick. I haven't seen it. I'll have to look it up. So movie number 2, Dave. I think I know what it is.
Movie number 2. Yeah. So this is one that caught me by surprise because I never found this actress attractive
I agree.
until I saw this movie.
Yeah. She's adorable. She's sexy.
She's cute. She's funny. I was like, yeah, I would totally date her.
Yeah. And you could just hang out with her. I mean, she looks like she's just fun.
Yeah. She's
very
absolutely
believable.
Fun. So my pick, this would be, I'm not sure which, I think this ended up being my number 3. I'll have to double check, but the number 2 pick, your number 2 pick, and one of my favorites is Friends with Benefit.
Yeah, this is a fun movie. I enjoy this. Justin Timberlake is great in this. Mia Kunis is fantastic. She's beautiful. This is just a great movie. Yeah. And her mom was good in this too.
Her mom was good in this.
Mm-hmm.
Put her phone number in his shorts. Yeah. But there were some really good shots in New York with this.
Yeah.
And stuff. Some really good shots. There was some really good funny parts. There were some sad parts, and then you get Woody Harrelson as a gay guy, which cracked me up. I loved how he did that. Yeah. That was a big surprise for me. And I loved Justin Timberlake's dad, and the stuff that he was going through with the dementia.
Because my dad's going through that right now, and so that one really, the other one you can connect with on a personal level.
Yeah. So let me read the synopsis on it. It says a young man and woman decide to take their friendship to the next level without becoming a couple, but soon discover that adding sex only leads to complications. In the midst of all this, you've got cameos from
everyone.
Emma Stone, Andy Samberg. You got Shaun White with his long hair. I love the stuff where he's like
being an asshole.
Yeah, he's being an asshole to him, but really being nice to Mila Kunis. And he's like, I'm gonna grind your bones into soup. I love it when he did that, and then his dad was like, what's wrong with her? I don't know. And there's these certain little nuances, like how bad Justin Timberlake is at math.
Yeah.
In this. That's something that really caught my eye. And then in the midst of this romantic comedy, they watch a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And they're talking about the music at the end. And then, of course, there's the flash mob.
I really liked that.
And closing time. I loved how he did the flash mob at the end.
Yeah.
To kind of like apologize for being a dick and try to get her back. Jenna Elfman as a sister. I thought she was amazing. This was a fun romantic comedy. I really love this. And probably, I'd watch this right now.
Me too. I am glad you picked this. Seeing this on your list, I was like, yes, it's been forever since I think I picked this up for $3 at what's that? Not Dollar Tree, but Big Lots. For like $3. Yeah, that's $3 I spent.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, Friends with Benefits. Let's talk about my scores real quick. So I gave, of course, 10 for the cast because it's got an amazing cast. 7 for acting. I gave a 7 for the trailer. I gave a 9 for the ending. An 8 for the story. 6 for the visuals. 7 for the direction. 8 for sound. 8 for genre. 9. So as a comedy, 8. I do think there's enough drama in there too. And then 9 for the romance. So I think this is an absolutely fun movie to watch. And another movie that was, I usually tag team with this is a movie called Going the Distance. And it's another, Drew Barrymore's in it, Justin Long, and I think Zach Galifianakis is in it. And he was surprisingly entertaining. I usually don't like him.
Yeah, so you don't like him.
I don't like Zach Galifianakis.
Is he even still around?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I don't look for him.
Oh, he was in. Wasn't he in that movie we watched on Apple TV Plus? He was the boss. Remember? Was it the Lego? No, it wasn't Lego. It was like a biography. The teddy bear or the Beanie Baby movie.
Oh yeah, the Beanie Baby one.
Yeah, he was in that. That's the last I seen.
He was in that one. He was. But no, yeah, you got, but yeah, going the distance. It was. I thought that was really funny. Or was it Zach Galifianakis?
I've never seen Going the
Maybe
Distance.
it was Charlie Day. Because I don't think Zach Galifianakis is in Going the Distance. So I think it was Charlie Day, where he was like the roommate and he was DJing their hookup, and I thought that was funny. In Going the Distance, if you, I don't know if you've seen it, but
I have it.
But yeah, it's Drew Barrymore and Justin Long, and it came out in 2010, but I bought it around the same time as I bought Friends with Benefits because they were both, and I think I did it at Big Lots too. I think I got them both for $3 each, and I usually end up watching those two movies together because they're two really funny romantic comedies that I like.
I like how you do that. You tag team. You put two movies together. I really don't do that.
Yep. Hey, Sarah.
What's up, Sarah? Hope you're having a great Monday night.
It's Monday. Going BK. Okay.
Don't know what that is, but I hope you have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of fun, this is super fun. Really enjoyed this.
This is one I really liked. And again, I'm glad you put this on your list. Did you put the card up?
Not yet. I'm about to. Oh, volleyball.
Oh,
okay.
My daughter had her volleyball tournament yesterday, and their team finished second.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So
yeah, we had a big Super Bowl party yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Super Bowl was yesterday.
Yeah, and so I had all my kids and grandkids, and my dad came over, and
well, that's awesome.
So I made a big pot of chili, and we had chili dogs and nachos and all kinds of fun. Had a great time.
And you make memories with your family.
Yeah, did halftime show was on. It was Usher that was playing, and the grandkids were dancing in the living room, which was hilarious.
Probably better than Usher.
They're better than me, so that's all I care about. I haven't seen this one either. If you get a chance, guys, really enjoy it. But yeah, let's go to the final scores on Friends with Benefits. It says Rich is number two. So it's from 2011, had a budget of $35 million, made $149.5 million in the box office. IMDb gives it a 6.5. Rotten Tomatoes critic score 69%. I don't see the audience score. Audience score 65%. Rich gave it a 76. I gave it a 79 for an average score of 77.5.
Yeah, fun movie. I'm glad I own this.
And I'm going to have to kick someone off.
Uh-oh. So, okay, while he's doing that, what are you guys in the chat? Some of your guys' favorite romantic comedies. Just throw them up in there.
Yeah. Cheeseburger sliders, baked beans, potato salad, chips, leftover birthday cake. Love it. What game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody put up a WhatsApp thing and was trying to spoon money, and I was like, nope.
So hot what? I'm sorry. Oh, I love basketball. I do. Yeah. I hope the criterion of that is such a fantastic film.
Yeah.
Remember, I almost picked it for something, and Dave was like, "No." I remember that.
I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch that, bro.
Yeah. So let's try this again. Let's redo this again. hot take question number 4.
I see question number 4.
Yeah, I said hot take, didn't I?
Yeah, well, it's better than hot queef for whatever you were going to say. So this is the what would be on your Mount Rushmore of actors and actresses? So if we're talking romance theme, this is going to be interesting.
And you can't put Sandra Bullock on there.
No, I wouldn't put Sandra Bullock on there. So okay, so I'm gonna do 2 guys and 2 girls.
Okay,
but I'm equal opportunity. So as far as the women go, I would pick. I would love to pick Lucy Liu, but I won't. Well, no, that would be pick Lucy Liu, and my second pick would be Olivia Wilde.
Yeah.
And then for the guys, I think, and I haven't seen anyone but you, but I think Glenn Powell would do pretty good in a romance movie.
Oh, he does fantastic.
He just seems like he fits that mold.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that mold, the other one I would pick is Josh Duhamel. Because he did the one Nicholas Sparks movie that I like, and I don't know if Evan's still on here, but the one Nicholas Sparks movie that I like is called Safe Haven.
I don't think I've seen that.
And that's Josh Duhamel and the one that was she was dancer, Juliet Huff or Julie Huff or something like that.
Yeah. She was on Dancing with the Stars and stuff.
Yeah, she was on Dancing with the Stars with her brother Derek or cousin Derek or whatever, and then she left. I think it's Julianne Hough. So Julianne Hough and she was basically beaten by her husband, and she ran off, and the husband's looking for her.
Yeah, I have seen that. Now that you see,
So she goes off and she runs into Josh Duhamel, and then the husband finds her, kind of like a Sleeping with the Enemy type movie or whatever. And I did like that because it has a different element that made it interesting to watch. So yeah, Josh Duhamel, I think he's got that. Yeah,
I agree with that. There were 4 good.
Persona.
4 candidates for a romance movie, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, that would not be anywhere close to who I would pick for regular movies,
right?
Movies. But yeah, time for number 1.
Yeah, which was an easy pick.
Dude. So my number 1 movie, and this one could also be considered a Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this for the romance more than I like it for the holiday theme.
Yeah, me too.
And this is another one of my one-off because there's an actor here that I don't like.
Yeah, either do I. And he's really good.
I absolutely loved him in this movie.
Yes.
So my number 1 pick, not my number 1 pick, but your number 1 pick, and it was my number 2 pick, is The Holiday.
Yes.
Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jude Law, and Jack Black. And Jack Black, I don't like Jack Black.
Either do I.
At all.
Yeah.
Unless it's Kung Fu Panda, I don't like him.
Did you see the new trailer for that?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
I like the farts in the movie. I'm gonna throw my wallet at it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. But this is the type of romantic comedy I like, a romance movie. This is more serious. It does have some chuckles.
I mean, it's labeled as a romantic comedy, but yeah, there's more dramatic elements to this.
Yeah.
There's more stuff going on.
And Kate Winslet is just fucking beautiful. She's flawless. I love Kate Winslet.
I think both girls. I think Cameron Diaz is amazing in this. I'm not generally a Cameron Diaz fan.
I agree. I agree with that.
But I loved her in this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kate Winslet is amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
Jude Law is amazing. I love Jude Law. I love his relationship with his girls.
I've gotten to appreciate Jude Law as I've gotten older. I used to not be a big fan of his at all. But as I've gotten older, I appreciate this dude's work.
Yeah. No, this is a great movie. This is really fun. And what does this for me is that there are so many different levels of love here
Yes.
that in different ways, you know, the love of father to daughter and the love of the Kate Winslet and the old guy, the neighbor, kind of like a father daughter love, and
I
they get
love
along really well. And then Jack Black and Kate Winslet, that's kind of a friendship that grew to love. And Cameron Diaz is someone who couldn't love anyone, and she kind of breaks down her walls. And then there's the toxic love, which is Rufus Sewell, and how he comes in, he just kind of tries to get some yum yum and move back to his wife, and she's like, and she finally, you know, grows a pair.
I love the way Kate Winslet goes through that, letting go.
Okay.
Everything okay?
Yeah, I was like, I thought I was hearing your train for a second, but it's
no,
the TV. It's the TV behind me. I was like, wait, that's coming from mine.
No, but Kate. Yes, this is such a good movie.
Yeah,
the way Kate Winslet is dealing with her ex.
Yeah,
him getting engaged. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, and the other toxic relationship with Jack Black and the model chick that supposedly was traveling, and then he finds her in town, and there's, I love how, you know, number one, both of them have something happen to them, so they basically like switch places.
Yeah.
So Cameron Diaz goes to London, and Kate Winslet goes to America, and so
which
they
is not safe. You don't just that is not safe.
Yeah. You don't just swap Airbnbs and like, oh yeah, come on over, and you can't do that now. Yeah. But yeah, no, I love this story. It can almost be considered an anthology, but it just, the way it comes together and the way the four of them actually come together.
Yeah.
As a family almost.
Yeah.
You know, with Jude Law's daughters, because Jude Law's daughters, they were like with Jack Black at the end of the movie, like he was an uncle.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was great. And then just the look on his face, and how he was so not over the top the way Jack Black normally is.
Yeah. I would love to see more of that from Jack Black.
Yeah.
Than this ridiculousness that he always does.
Yeah. I would love to see more of this version. This toned down, like still just pleasant to talk to and really fun. Not obnoxious at all. No facial hair. Right. Love that. I don't need the lamb chops. We can get rid of all that crap. But yeah, love this movie, and
me too.
I'm glad you did, bro. I'm really glad.
I think I'm gonna hunt this down.
You hated just about everything else I gave you. This one was like, dude, you were like, one movie you gave me I really liked. So.
Yeah. So what are your scores?
My scores on this one are 10 for cast. That's a given. I gave an 8 for the acting, because I can't give full marks to Jack Black, but he did great. And there were Rufus Sewell, I thought he phoned it in, but I didn't really care for him.
But he's always like that, though. I think
he's always kind of a putz. Yeah. Man, there's another movie I wish I'd have picked, but you wouldn't have liked it. So trailer, I gave it a 7. Ending, I gave it a 10. I loved how this ended with them all being together for the holiday, and with the music and dancing with the girls and stuff. I thought it was amazing. Story, I gave it an 8. The visuals, I gave it a 7. I love the countryside in London and with the snow and everything. I thought that was really cool. And then I love the award show, how they, Kate Winslet, of course, trained the old guy so that he can walk up the steps by himself. Love that. directing. Now, this was directed by Nancy Myers.
Why do I know that name?
Because she did Private Benjamin. That was one that I remember. She did It's Complicated, Private Benjamin, Something's Got to Give, Parent Trap, Father of the Bride,
Maybe that's it.
Jumping Jack Flash. She did a lot of these like 80s and 90s movies.
Well, she knocked it out of the park with this one.
Yeah. No, this is fantastic.
This probably had a high budget too.
Not as much as 51st Dates did, but
oh, really? I figured it'd be higher with the cast.
Yeah. This was an interesting thing. But yeah, let's take a look at my final score, the final scores on it. Did I give all my scores? No, I didn't. Direction, I left off. 8 for direction, 8 for sound. I gave an 8 for the genre because it's listed as a comedy. If I would have scored it as a drama, I would have given it probably a 9 or 10. But a 10 for the romance because I love the romance in this one too. This and Always are my 2 favorite romance movies as far as just the romance part of it. So final scores on The Holiday. This is Rich's number 1, you guys. This is my number 2. It had a budget. Oh no, it did have a budget that was higher. 85 million for the budget. So it's 10 million higher than 51st Dates. But it made 205.8 million in the box office.
Yeah.
IMDb gives it a 6.9. Rotten Tomatoes critic score is a 50. Audience score is an 80. Rich, you gave it a 78, and I gave it an 84 for a total average score of 81.
Fantastic.
That was fun.
It's on Netflix.
That was good.
Yeah. Oh, so Dave, you picked 2 great romantic comedies.
I picked 2 great romantic comedies.
Out of your 5. 3 so. One middle of the road. Oh, we got one more hot seat question.
We got one more hot seat question.
Give us your most surprising hot take. One movie you can't stand, romance movie that you can't stand, that everyone loves.
Okay. So I don't know if everyone loves it. Oh, God, I hate Pretty Woman.
Me too.
I absolutely hate Pretty Woman. But there's a movie, and I'm gonna go in a different direction with this because there is a movie that my wife absolutely loves as a romance movie, and every time she plays it, I make gagging sounds and I leave the room because I absolutely hate this movie. And the movie is called Ever After.
Oh, that movie's terrible.
It's like it's a Cinderella thingy take, and it's got Drew Barrymore and Drew Barrymore's sister, and Dougray Scott is in it, and it's just so I can't stand this movie. But my wife loves it, so I have watched this movie probably a dozen or so times because I will do that for my wife, but I absolutely hate it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good pick because I hate that movie too. Yeah.
Well, at least we're on the same page with some of the stuff we don't like.
Yeah. I'm just glad you didn't pick like Pretty Woman, just those cliched romantic comedies.
No, yeah, I can't do that. It's gotta be more comedy than romance.
Yeah. I get that.
But there are movies like, What Happens in Vegas. I kind of liked, and I'm not an Ashton Kutcher fan, but I enjoyed that. The Ugly Truth. I don't like Katherine Heigl, but I like
That's a good
Butler, and I like The Ugly Truth. I like.
What about P.S. I Love You?
Yeah, no, not really. I liked Bounty Hunter. That was Gerard Butler and Jennifer Aniston. I enjoyed that one. And another Adam Sandler one that I was like, I ended up picking 51st Dates instead, but just go with it. That's also Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston.
Is that on Netflix?
Is it on Netflix? Probably.
Is it the new one?
No, that one's like Murder Mystery Doodah.
Oh, okay.
And I did not like Blended or any of that other crap that they did. That was Drew Barrymore. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But it's, just go with it. It's 2011. It's like, was it Brooklyn Decker is in it, and Dave Matthews, and
Yeah, you lost me there.
okay. But anyway, there's interesting stuff like that where it's like I was like, okay, I like that, but I don't like that for the romance. I like that for the comedy only.
Right.
So that one can get picked. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Mika.
I'm glad someone liked your selections.
At least somebody liked it.
You made me watch.
This was kind of a weird thing because I was like, I was willing to do this, but I know that the romance movies that I pick are not romance movies that generally anybody else would pick.
Right. But that's good though, I think.
Because I have a weird take. If you had me do my top 5 musicals, this would be a weird show.
But we picked romance for February because it's
romance February. But if we end up doing a top 5 musicals,
one day I'm gonna get you.
One day you're gonna make me watch West Side Story. I know you are.
Yeah.
You've been fighting to get me to do it.
But one time I had the opportunity to do it, and I chickened out to do it.
And you wimped out of it, and I was like, I really thought because we were doing the
alphabet,
the rest of the alphabet. And you were like W, and you were like, I just don't want to do West Side Story right now. And I was like, it's open, but you picked something else, and I was like, oh, thank God. But that was our show. This was a lot of fun. I really liked picking these, and I liked watching them again. I know you didn't like watching all these, but I was happy to kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what I like as far as romance goes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And whether it's exactly your taste or not, at least there's a couple of them that we were like, oh yeah, that was pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
And I think you liked Always a little bit. It wasn't your favorite.
Yeah, no, I didn't hate it. No.
Yeah.
Not at all. It was
that was I introduced you to 2 new ones, and you seemed to like both of those.
I did.
So it's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. And it was satisfied one of our buddies, and I think it was Caveman or somebody who was like, hey, you need to go on Hi-5 and you be the guest.
That was Caveman.
I think it was Caveman.
It was Caveman.
So
Caveman's fucking awesome.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. Before we go, we have a show coming up on Wednesday.
We do. And it's that little show we do that just keeps on chugging along. Every week we watch 5 movies, and it's called By the Numbers. Yeah. And let me tell you what movie. And we have a special guest not next week. Wednesday.
This week. We have a special guest on Wednesday. Jay Manley is coming aboard to do By the Numbers with us because there was one movie that he absolutely wanted to talk about.
And I don't know why.
I don't know why either. But he also wants to unpack another movie that we watched.
Which was that?
Argyle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I don't know whether he liked it or not, but he definitely wants to talk about it. So yeah, so coming up on the 14th on Valentine's Day, we're going to look at Argyle from the theater. On Netflix, we're going to look at Orion in the Dark. On Apple TV Plus, Killers of the Flower Moon. This is the one that Jay absolutely wanted to talk about. On Max, Going to Mars. This is a documentary. And then we're going to look again at Trolls Band Together, which is out on physical or digital right now. But we did that for a Hi-5. Now we have to do it for By the Numbers.
Yeah.
So for that one, our scores haven't changed, but conversation may change because we made Jay watch it. So our average score may come up a little bit different.
Yeah. But those are the 5 movies. And remember, if you guys want to glutton for some punishment and you want to join us on By the Numbers, we got the schedule, I think, up till the first couple weeks of, I'm looking at it now. I think the first couple weeks.
We got March done, right? Or half of March done?
Yeah, half of March is done.
Yeah. I gotta put that stuff in on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, but I'll be doing that here shortly.
Yeah.
And then also we've got our Hi-5s coming up. Next month is going to be a change of pace that we're going to do, where we're going to do our Oscars. In March, we're going to do an Oscar Fantasy League, and we've got the Collectors Club coming in. That's Huck, Mega Mike, Convicted Cinephile, and Tim Talks Talkies. We've got all four of them. They're coming into the house, and we're going to do a special Oscar Fantasy League with some new rules and brand new show that we're going to try out, and we'll see how that works. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So look for that coming in March. I think 18th, March 18th.
March 18th. Okay, I'll have to remind me.
That's a Monday.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Miss Caveman. Yeah, we'll see you on Wednesday. But yeah.
Also, guys, we dropped our first episode on Saturday of our new weekly movie news show. It's called Movie News at 5, where we pick, again, 5 movie news stories or entertainment stories. Mostly we deal with movie news, but sometimes we'll throw in TV news. And we just talk about them real quick. And then Dave goes into the physical media releases, the streaming releases for the week, and the movie theater releases.
Yep. And also recent trailers that have dropped.
Oh, yeah, recent trailers. And if there's deaths in the entertainment business, we kind of throw them in there too. Not like throw them in there like we don't care, but we do care because they're people too.
Yeah. Which, as far as I know, I mean, there's somebody passed away, but not, nobody that really that I recognize.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we have. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I think someone, but I think he's more of a musician or something. Somebody that does. Yeah. But I will, do that. But that'll come up Wednesday too. But yeah, so
we record them on Wednesday nights and drop them on. We're going to drop them on Fridays, right?
We're going to drop it on Friday. Last week's didn't drop like it was supposed to, but I'm working on that. That was our first episode. But the plan is to have it drop on Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific. That'll be 8 Eastern. But we record it on Wednesday after our By the Numbers episode.
Yeah. I like movie news. I like the movie industry. Of course, now we talk movies all the time. So I thought it would be an interesting idea just to do a quick movie news show to touch on just, new releases coming out, casting news, and just stuff like that. Because I find that stuff interesting.
Yeah, and it's a quick episode. We usually go like 25, 30 minutes. So I think that's a lot of fun. We can just knock that out really quick. Also, you guys on the Double Feature podcast, that's Mika and Kira's channel. I am with them for True Detective. We're going to talk about episode 5. So there's one more episode to go. So a lot of stuff happened this past week. So if you are watching True Detective, join us on the Double Feature podcast. We're going to unpack episode 5 and kind of make our predictions as to what we think is going to happen in the season finale.
How many episodes is that? Thank you, Mika.
Yeah. The True Detective is 6 episodes. This season. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I really thought it was going to be 8, but yeah,
I did too.
They're ending it at 6, and I'm just like, whoa. So, I mean, a lot happened in episode 5, but there's
I'm still on episode 4. I'm on episode 4. And somebody, I'm on 3.5 because I'm halfway done with 3. That's where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. I'm a fan of his music, but yeah, I did not like Underdog, bro.
Yeah, Underdog, it was terrible.
Yeah, that just, I was, I have to say, I was kind of offended, kind of insulted. But hey, all movies are subjective. I don't think he should have put that.
Drinking scene.
He's actually doing for these kids. Linked it to this movie. It just didn't work. But 6 episodes is disrespectful. Anything less than 10. I know, but I mean, the True Detective series usually goes like 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought the first season was like 10. I thought the first season.
The first was 8. I just finished watching.
Oh, that first season was perfect.
Again. Oh. I love the first season.
Yeah, I didn't like the other 2.
Yeah, I liked 3. I didn't care for 2. I'm watching 2 again just to see if I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Dude, Cal.
Oh, what are you doing?
Man,
Well,
I gave you
guys,
that beautiful segue, and you're like, I haven't seen the movie.
right.
All right. So,
Let's
my
get out
brother,
of here.
this has been a blast. Talking romance movies with you.
Yeah.
So we will step out, you guys. Thank you so much for watching the Faces for Radio podcast. Again, if you want to listen to this, it will be available on Spotify probably tomorrow or the next day as soon as I get it downloaded and then, edit a little bit and then put it up, give it to Spotify, and they'll put it out for us so you can listen to it on your way to work. But again, give us a follow on Spotify if you get a chance, because that would be awesome. It does us a big favor. But I think we're going to get out of here.
Let's
So,
get out of here, man. See you
all
guys
right.
Wednesday.
Yeah. See you guys Wednesday. Take care. God bless. And we'll see you day after tomorrow.
See you guys.
5, 4, 3, 2 out. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.